More people hospitalized due to strong heat wave in central provinces. And in our world news, the WHO warns of second peak of COVID-19 if lockdown restrictions are lifted too soon.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to the newscast. I'm Dai Chang from Hanoi. We now begin with our top news in the bulletin. Party General Secretary and State President Nguyễn Phú Trọng on Tuesday announced that the fight against corruption would increase as preparations for the coming 13th National Congress of the Communist Party of Vietnam. He stressed that common interests would be put above everything else. He made the direction while chairing a meeting of permanent members of the Central Steering Committee for Anti-Corruption, in which he serves as head.
During the meeting, participants shared the view that since the committee's 17th session on January 15, corruption prevention and control, including the settlement of cases under committee's monitoring, have had positive development despite the complex developments of COVID-19. The Party Central Committee have directed relevant agencies to boost coordination to finish the verification of one incident in the investigation of 8 cases, prosecuted 4 cases, completed first instance trials of 6 cases, and held the appeal trials of 3 cases. Civil judgment executing bodies have recovered nearly $326.3 million. Investigation agencies have seized frozen accounts and have prevented the transactions of assets worth over $35 million, along with 34 properties, 5 automobiles, and many other assets. The Party Central Committee's Inspection Commission has also disciplined and asked the authorities to deal with 1 Politburo member, 1 former member of the Party Central Committee, and 2 former deputy ministers linked with wrongdoings in cases and incidents under the Central Steering Committee's monitoring. Party General Secretary and State President Nguyễn Phú Trọng affirmed that those outcomes have continued to assert the party and state's resolve to combat corruption and have been highly valued by the public, according to the committee's permanent members.
Personnel work needs to be focused in preparation for Congress in order to elect the right people for the party committee. This is a very important task. The prevention and control of corruption must be carried out in a stringent, prompt, but also prudent and persuasive manner that's open to public opinion and puts common interest above everything else.
Regarding the future tasks, it will be necessary to continue leading, directing, and strengthening the prevention and control of corruption at all levels. Authorities at all levels need to complete all investigations, prosecutions, and adjudications and handle corruption. By the end of 2020, they should be done investigating 13 cases, issuing indictment of 17 cases, conducting the first instance trial of 21 cases, holding trials for 7 cases, and verifying and handling 18 cases in accordance with the steering committee's plan. They need to focus on investigating and strictly and promptly handling violations of related organizations and individuals.
On Tuesday, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc chaired a meeting with permanent government members in Hanoi to discuss the development of key economic zones. Those include the Northern Economic Zone, the Central Economic Zone, the Southern Economic Zone, and the Mekong Delta Economic Zone.
At the meeting, the government leader said that key economic zones form an important pillar of Vietnam's growth and that it's necessary to promptly complete regional and provincial master plans. He asked the Ministry of Planning and Investment to work closely with other ministries, agencies, and localities to work together, stressing that cities and provinces in key economic zones must be the vanguard of economic recovery following COVID-19. They will need to attract major corporations and transnationals with technological expertise and lead global value chains. The Prime Minister also called for more attention to infrastructure in the Mekong Delta, in particular, the building of several expressways. Each region and locality must complete public investment capital disbursement this year and strive to fulfill 2020 socio-economic targets.